humanoids.
I think you said that before.
We're bringing in episode 96.
You haven't said that before.
I hope not. Or I was wrong at that point. But listen up, because we're going to tell you about the stuff that happened on Monday Night Raw. Because this is the Raw review, where we review Raw that happened on Monday during the night. Hence the name. Monday Night Raw. What matches happened?
Okay. We had Cesaro defeat Kevin Owens. We had the Dudleys defeat the Lucha Dragons.
What?
We had Natalya defeat Charlotte.
Hell yeah.
We had the Usos defeat the Social Outcasts.
Woo!
We had AJ Styles defeat Sami Zayn.
Oh.
We had Apollo Crews defeat Adam Rose.
Surprise, surprise.
And we had Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt defeat the League of Nations.
Well, of course Roman Reigns and Bray. What?
So, we're just going to set the stage.
That's about the fifth time I've used that gag.
Okay, the only thing we're really not going to talk much about is Crews versus Rose was very cut and dry. Apollo Crews winning with Cruise Control. That's about it. Every other match,
Control, Alt, Delete.
Every other match had a lot of stakes or a lot of story involved in it.
Or just something cool.
So we open up with Shane coming out and making
a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff happen for this particular night. Natty challenging Charlotte. This is officially a women's championship match.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, Natty defeated Charlotte. We'll get there in just a second. He also says,
I just point to
he also
emphasize what you're
says
saying.
that we are going to have a tag team tournament to decide the number one contenders to face the New Day, presumably at Payback, since we have about 3 weeks until that show is here. And he also gives Sami Zayn a chance to become the other number one contender in the triple threat, or in a possibly triple threat match for the WWE World Title.
Yeah, it spawns from when Kevin Owens took him out prior to the number one contenders match last week. He didn't get a fair shot, so now he's going to get one.
Exactly. And Kevin Owens doesn't like the fact that Sami Zayn is being given this shot, and he hasn't been given his rematch for the Intercontinental title. And Shane's like, well, you didn't win the number one contenders match last week, and you didn't win at WrestleMania, and you screwed over Sami, so I'm thinking you have to earn that shot at the Intercontinental title, and the only way you're going to do that is if you beat the Swiss Superman.
James Bond.
Pretty much, he has the full on, because he walks out from the side of the stage, and he has the whole gun barrel thing that follows him, which is awesome. And then he rips off his suit and everything.
New Cesaro section shirt.
They start the show off with a fantastic match.
Yeah.
Cesaro with an effortless looking running drop kick. The crossbody from Cesaro that Kevin Owens rolled through and turned into a crossface.
Yeah.
But Cesaro did end up picking up the win when Kevin Owens was so close to winning this match on so many occasions. But, okay, so he's got Cesaro down. He goes for the pop-up powerbomb. Because Cesaro actually went for the swing and had to stop. Because Owens had been attacking the shoulder the whole time.
Yeah.
So Owens sets up for the pop-up powerbomb. He gets him up, but he gets Rana'd. And so out of the Rana, we have Cesaro back roll. He gets up, and he pushes Owens backwards, so he rolls back up onto his feet, and then Cesaro gets him into the neutralizer, hits the neutralizer, and Cesaro is your number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship.
A lot of rolling.
And then we did have JoJo interview Miz later in the show, asking him how he felt. Maurice tried to get involved, and Miz kept...
JoJo a Miz groupie.
And then Miz... kept wanting to re-deliver the line of "I will be the Intercontinental Champion," or "I will be the Swiss Superman's kryptonite." I think he was trying to be Batman, maybe. But Cesaro came in and just said, "Hey, I just want to let you know that
I blocked this whole bit out."
Okay. Cesaro comes in and says that he's going to be taking the role of Intercontinental Champion away from The Miz.
See, that's smart, Cesaro.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Can I talk about the tag title tournament?
Sure, go for it.
Because the New Day come out and they talk about the tag title tournament.
They
Because
do
it's
indeed.
kind of a big effing deal.
Yeah.
Because tag teams are a big thing in WWE, apparently.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Because tag team masses
Tag team masses.
masses of tag team matches are rad.
Yeah.
I'm bringing in slang from the 90s for this. They're rad.
Yeah. And we have 8 teams in this tournament.
Yeah, they all fell out of a giant box of bootios.
Yeah, it's
onto the New Day tournament bracket.
It's the hashtag Booty Bowl for the number one contender spot.
That's what JBL is hoping it's not called.
So one of the tweets that went by said hashtag Booty Bowl. So
yeah, let's get that trending.
Yeah,
Hashtag
Booty Bowl.
But we know we're gonna have the Usos taking on the Social Outcasts, represented by Heath Slater and Curtis Axel. We're gonna have the Vaudevillains. They're going to be taking on the first time outing of the Golden Truth.
Which Goldust is not happy about this because last on SmackDown, R-Truth said he was going to get him an audition, and apparently this was the audition.
Yeah, he's auditioning for a tag team title.
Yeah.
holder.
Goldust isn't happy about this situation.
We're going to get Enzo and Cass. They're going against the Ascension. And we're going to have the Lucha Dragons versus the Dudley Boys.
Indeed, indeed. So, let's see. Well, we'll start off. The tournament didn't start off very strong because we had a really weird match between the Dudleys and the Lucha Dragons. Kalisto getting hurt. He got backdropped by Bubba and took a really nasty fall to the outside.
He took what we like to call the Takamichi no
Yes,
Royal Rumble
yes.
2000 bump.
This was the Michinoku bump.
Where he took the backdrop and did the full 450
and just face planted.
And then he got up and got clotheslined by Devon.
Yeah, Devon clotheslined the shit out of him right after that.
And then Kalisto did not get up the entire rest
No,
of the match.
it was 2-on-1 on Sin Cara. Cut and dry, Dudley's win with a 3D. But then we had Enzo and Cass come out and talk trash because if Enzo and Cass can make it past the Ascension, they'll face the Dudley Boys. Why is there an if in that sentence? I don't understand that.
Because the Ascension are one of the most dominating tag teams on the roster. Obviously.
Sure.
And that they beat the New Age Outlaws.
Once. A year ago.
I'm sorry, Ascension. You guys are just falling to shit.
Yeah. So let's talk about the other tag team tournament match where the Usos defeated the Social Outcasts.
Let's be honest, I thought this match was going to be about as one-sided as the Dudley's Lucha Dragons match was.
Yes.
It ended up not being. It ended up being really good.
Slater had some really good offense, doing his big heel kick that he does.
Yeah, they did a little combo where like Axel did a forearm in the corner and he fed him into Heath Slater's kick.
Yeah.
That was
but
smart.
As good as all of the members of the Social Outcasts are, they tend to get a little ahead of themselves.
Bow train.
Bo decided.
Bow train.
Bo and Adam Rose are on the outside, and Bo calls for the Bow train. So they do their lap. It's all good. And everything's working out. The Usos taking advantage of this.
Make a tag.
Yeah. So tag gets made. They end up knocking Heath Slater into Curtis Axel, who then gets.
He falls onto Adam Rose and Bo Dallas.
And then the Usos pick up the win with a roll-up. And as if celebrations weren't already bad luck in this match, the Usos celebration would be cut quite short by the debuting Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who proceed to whoop the shit out of the Usos.
Yeah, they
hit a double team move called the Magic Killer on Jimmy on the inside of the ring.
That was their double team in New Japan.
And then Jay, I think, got the worst of it.
Yeah, he got a clothesline on the outside.
Carl Anderson ran over him.
And then they threw him like face first into the corner of the guardrail.
Yeah, right where the ramp kind of, the walkway comes down and then it turns.
And then Gallows shoved him face first into the ring steps.
Yeah. And
so I kind of like, if I had to pick between the two, I would have rather taken the double team in the ring.
Yeah, I think Jimmy got the least destruction out of this beat down here. So yeah, it was not a good night for the Usos, and I'm wondering if there's a possibility the Usos won't be able to do their next match. Do you think there's a chance Gallows and Anderson could take their spot?
If that's the case, then they're my pick to win.
Oh, absolutely. Currently, our picks to win are, you're going for the Golden Truth.
Yes.
And I'm going for the Vaudevillains. And that match, along with the Enzo and Cass versus the Ascension, will happen this week on SmackDown. So we do not get
Enzo and Cass beating the Ascension.
Yeah. My bad. If. Alright, so let's
You're
talk...
mad if what?
What? It was the if. Adding the if to the unnecessary if in that sentence. Alright, so...
There's a lot of unnecessary in that sentence. Like phrases like the Ascension.
God. Jesus.
And the Holy Ghost?
Yes. Just another thing. There's a couple of other things that Shane ends up doing to set up more things throughout the night, because Kevin Owens is really pissed off that he didn't beat Cesaro, and so he vows to screw Sami Zayn out of the #1 contender match against AJ Styles.
And Shane's basically like, well, thanks for telling me your plan, now leave.
Yeah, so he has four I'm guessing...
Security guards?
They might have been security guards, they might have just been like agents of WWE or agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., something like that. They escort Kevin Owens out so he cannot get involved.
Road agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yes, so he cannot get involved in that particular match.
So spoiler alert, he didn't.
Yes. And then also we had Roman Reigns out there talking about how he's either going to defend the championship against AJ Styles or he's going to defend against AJ and Sami Zayn. And so apparently the League of Nations decide that they should have been in the #1 contenders match last week.
Yeah, they're like, all of us should have been in the #1 contenders match.
Because that makes sense.
It should have had way more people.
Way more than 4.
It should have had everybody in the entire WWE roster but Sheamus.
So, naturally, Sheamus doesn't like Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns doesn't like Sheamus. They talk shit. League of Nations come running down. And then the Wyatt family decides, once again, that they don't like the League of Nations. So they start fighting the League of Nations. Roman Reigns is helping them fight the League of Nations, and it gets really weird. And so Shane comes out and says, you know what? I never thought I'd see Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt working together, but I'm kind of intrigued about this situation. So we're going to make the main event Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns taking on Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio.
I always knew Shane McMahon liked Teddy Long.
Oh, he should have said, here comes the money, playa. And then made the match.
Yeah, so we decided that we're going to have those two, Bray and Roman versus Alberto Del Rio and the other guy of the League of Nations.
Yeah. Okay, so as...
Why did you leave Rusev out of this match? He's the best one out of the fucking group of them.
I don't know.
Even when Wade Barrett was still in the group, Rusev was the best.
We also had guest appearance from Dr. Phil.
Yeah, he kind of just let Charlotte have it backstage.
Yeah, he
and
tells...
not in a sexual way.
No, because that would have been weird, especially with her dad standing right there.
But, yeah.
Like, it doesn't get much more awkward than that, I don't think. No, he tells Charlotte that she needs to not rely on Ric Flair to ensure her victory. She needs to do it. She is, she's very
fully capable.
She's a very capable woman. She has her own 2 feet. She needs to do her stuff her way and not rely on him. So he really urges her to not have him get involved in the match between her and Natty. And he even comes out to ringside for this match.
Yeah, the best part is like Charlotte gets into his face and she's like, "Who the hell do you think you are?" Blah 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 blah. I'm Dr. Phil. And then she walks away, and then Ric Flair struts up to Dr. Phil. smacks the circulation back in his arms,
and winds up for that woo.
And Dr. Phil goes, woo!
Shuts
right
Flair down.
And Flair goes for it again, and Dr. Phil, woo! Looks like the goddamn Yeti prop in the Matterhorn at Disneyland. Woo! I expected his eyes to glow red.
It was like the look on Ric Flair.
4 times.
Ric Flair's face, he was so mad, but there was nothing he could do about it.
Like, after the 3rd time, Ric Flair just looked like, oh my god, I can't do anything.
he just gave up at that point. But that was okay. So going into this match, these ladies fucking killed it. This was a great match.
Yeah.
Just fantastic technical work.
It was all like really revolving around wrestling.
Yes, wrestling,
like
submission,
mat wrestling.
Yeah, very, very all ground based with with even limited strikes too. It was a lot. It was a lot of submission. A lot of submission battles, and Charlotte would not only she would try to target the lower half of Natty, and Natty trying to do the same. No, shut up. It's the battle of whether or not the figure 8 or the sharpshooter was going to win, and so Natty is actually able to get the sharpshooter in right at the end there. She's got her locked. She is in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, Charlotte crawls to the ropes, but Natty pulls her back to the center.
Yeah, and she's on the verge of tapping out. We even get Ric Flair who gets in the ring, and the referee backs him the hell off. And Charlotte is just about to tap.
Then the referee decides he's going to lay down in front of her.
Yeah, putting his foot ever so closely to the ropes, allowing Ric Flair to. You really notice how sneakily he decided to grab the ankle? He's just like, I'm gonna get it. I got it! And he just yanks the referee out of the ring at the same time that Charlotte taps out. The bell rings. Natty.
Charlotte even thinks that she's lost.
Yeah.
Because she starts to cry almost.
Yeah. Natty is your winner, but by disqualification.
Yes. Ric Flair got his daughter disqualified.
Therefore, Charlotte retains. Natty's pissed. She goes straight after Charlotte again, and Charlotte rolls out of the ring before she can do it. But I'm looking forward to a rematch between these two, hopefully at Payback.
Dr. Phil on a pole match.
Thanks, Vince. Russo, not McMahon.
Oh. Nowadays, I feel like McMahon would pull that thing too.
Gross. I would hope not. Alright, so let's go into this this number 1 contenders match. We actually had Renee interviewing Sami. Sami talking about how it's nice that he's getting another chance. But AJ is there to quickly shut him down, saying that he plans on being the only number 1 contender heading into Payback.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the number 1 contender, and I'm going to keep it that way.
Exactly. And so we go into this match.
Punk ass.
Another fantastic. This show had some really great matches.
Well, you cannot put combinations like Kevin Owens and Cesaro or Sami Zayn and AJ Styles together in matches and expect subpar matches.
Exactly.
There are guys who just constantly go above and beyond what you expect of somebody to do on a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of being there.
Absolutely. And yeah, no, they did not pull any punches. They were super vicious, very fast-paced wrestling. Both of them hitting all of their signatures. Sami hitting the Blue Thunder Bomb and AJ kicking out. Sami escaping the Calf Crusher. Just fantastic stuff. And
Sami's front flip dive over the top rope turned into like a big ass lariat on AJ Styles.
He did a somersault clothesline on the outside.
And then he did a top rope flying crossbody
that dropped AJ.
Yeah, Sami jumped up off the top rope, and then when he started coming down, he turned into an anvil and just
he gained 100 pounds.
And turned into Jim the Anvil Neidhart and just crushed him.
That's why we had Dr. Phil there instead of Jim Neidhart in the Women's Championship match, because
Sami Zayn ate Jim Neidhart.
Weird. No, it's just a great back and forth stuff, and we end up getting Sami sets up AJ on the top rope, setting up for superplex, brainbuster, or what it's going to be. But AJ is able to fight out of it and goes for a sunset flip that Sami Zayn backflips out of.
And some almost pile driving.
Yeah, almost drops himself on his fucking head. And then is able to get his base, drop kick AJ into the corner, go for the haluva kick, but AJ's able to back roll over the top rope. Sami ends up hitting the turnbuckle, backs up, gets hit with the Styles crash, and AJ Styles remains your only #1 contender.
Oh, shit.
Still a fantastic.
But like backstage, it showed like AJ Styles trying to console Sami Zayn, like,
yeah,
you did a good job, kid.
And then
Shane
came up and was marking the fuck out.
He's like, that match was so good. I really appreciated it. I bet everybody else appreciated it. It's Sami Zayn and AJ Styles Appreciation Night.
Woo!
Woo!
Wow, that was Dr. Phil. All right, so one quick thing before we get into our main event, we did have the highlight reel with Chris Jericho. This was the most monumental episode of the highlight reel.
It's a guy who's been multiple-time world champion, intercontinental champion, and tag team champion.
Yep.
Definitely a future Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Guy who's main evented WrestleMania.
I mean, it's got to be. Stone Cold is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Chris Jericho.
Oh.
Chris Jericho was Chris Jericho's guest and his guest.
He was his JF.
And he interviewed himself for a good 5-6 minutes.
I'm surprised the interview went as long as it did.
It was well thought out, I think. It was poignant to a degree, and that just made Jericho seem like an egotistical asshole.
Or psychotic. Either
yeah.
one.
And then he got interrupted by Dean Ambrose, who came out with a sign and another potted plant.
Yeah, because there was already the stool with the potted plant and the Geritron 5000 or 7000 or whatever it is.
The obscenely expensive Geritron 5,555.
Okay. And so Ambrose comes out and he says, "Didn't you get the memo? This is my segment now." And Jericho's like, "What?" And so he ends up giving him this piece of paper with a hole in it.
Well, at first he hands him a piece of paper. Jericho opens it up and goes, "Oh, this is a California speeding ticket."
Oh, sorry, I need that. Rough night. Then he gives him a piece of paper that's got a hole in it, and it says, to whom it may concern, the highlight reel with Chris Jericho has officially been canceled, and it'll be replaced with the Ambrose Asylum featuring Dean Ambrose. And so now the sign, this handwritten sign has been taped over the Geritron 5000, the potted plant has been switched, and so he then asks, the most important question when you're talking to Chris Jericho, you gotta tell us about that scarf. And the only thing we find out is that it costs $750, which is way too much to be spending on a scarf. Stop that shit.
Which is as much as the obscenely expensive Geritron 5000 actually costs.
Probably. And then Jericho just gets real mad and just yells at Dean until Dean's like, "Okay, I'm done." Hits him with dirty deeds. And that was the first ever Ambrose Asylum.
Hooray!
Huzzah! Moving on, we had our main event.
We also had, just touching up on the Dr. Phil being there.
Oh,
we had the Golden Truth segment that you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
Is that Dr. Phil walked in, because Goldust asked, like, whose idea was this? And Dr. Phil walks in, and then he just can't even. He walks out.
He walks up and says nothing and walks away. This was probably the best use of a guest.
It's
celebrity guest in a
definitely
while.
the best use that you could use for Dr. Phil.
Yeah. It was fantastic use for someone who I was initially not really excited to see on the show.
He held his own.
He made his spots worth it. So we go into this main event, and you're obviously expecting no teamwork whatsoever on the side of Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. Plus, this was really interesting seeing Bray Wyatt play babyface.
Yeah.
And he got fucking into it.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing, is like Bray Wyatt being such a popular character.
Yeah.
It works really well because with the Wyatt family being a stable that's pretty much, over almost wherever they go.
Absolutely.
And the fact that because of that, they have to ignore that and do their own thing. And so it's being able to see the Wyatt family get to actually play off the crowd's reaction and oh yeah, they're cheering for me, so I can get amped up.
Yeah, it really boosted Bray's in-ring work. He didn't have to try and downplay the fact that the fans love everything he does, and it was really interesting when you have Bray Wyatt, who's the one you really can't trust. He's the one getting cheered, and every time he tags in Roman Reigns, the crowd fucking hates it.
Yeah, it's a great dichotomy to the match because.
There's one guy everyone really likes and one guy that everybody really hates.
Yeah, it's when you had Del Rio and Bray Wyatt in the ring.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt gets the hot tag.
The crowd loves the shit out of the match.
They're going
nuts. Sheamus or Roman Reigns get tagged in and the crowd just starts shitting on the match. It's you get this, you can only have these two in and have the crowd happy.
Yeah, it was,
And so you knew if it was Del Rio and Reigns, the crowd was only cheering for Del Rio. But if you had Bray Wyatt and Sheamus, the crowd's only cheering for Bray Wyatt.
So Bray gets the hot tag. He ends up trying to go for Sister Abigail, and then Sheamus kind of backs him off of it, and so he low bridges. Sheamus goes over, ends up getting hit with a Superman punch on the outside.
The crowd boos the shit out of that part of the hot tag when Roman Reigns
because Sheamus and Roman Reigns
get involved.
And so then we go back to Bray Wyatt and Del Rio. Stuff happens in the ring. Bray ends up getting kicked in the face by Rusev.
Yeah.
Which then prompts both Strowman and Rowan to come down and beat the fuck out of Rusev, toss him into the timekeeper's table, and Del Rio heads out and grabs the top part of the stairs and thinks, maybe I should throw this at these people. And then decides not to.
Yeah, because Strowman's over there going, yeah, bring it on. I'll eat them with my tiny face.
Strowman would just catch them and probably throw them back. So Del Rio's never mind. I'll just
catch them and throw them through Del Rio.
So Del Rio's
he might
never
turn
mind.
into a car for Del Rio.
I'm just gonna go back and hit my cross arm breaker. That's what we're gonna do. Instead, the cross arm breaker ends up getting turned into the Sister Abigail, and as he's pinning Del Rio, Sheamus tries to break it up but gets just obliterated with a spear in the most perfect timing as a save could be. Just fantastic. You get the 3 count, the giant spear, and then we get
Sheamus's body hitting the ground was the 3.
it was on point. It was really good.
It's on fleek.
Don't say that.
What? Don't say what?
I was having fun until you said that stupid
You're still having
phrase.
fun.
I am still having fun. So then we have this really awkward stare down between Bray and Roman, and I think this was Bray.
The Wyatt family also got in the ring because they're like, hey, we can celebrate.
Yeah,
we're apparently good guys now.
They're standing behind Bray, and Bray, kind of gets up in Roman's face while Roman has the championship. So I feel like this is definitely Bray staking his claim that he's heading in the championship direction.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because we know these guys work.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's a feud that they've had on and off for, I know, the better part of the last 5 years, because you add all the Wyatt family versus the Shield feud.
Exactly.
And then Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns have their own singles feud.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that back around. It's going to have, at least one more cool pay-per-view worthy match out of it. But this time, the fans are going to be all over the Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah. And it really works with the fact that Roman is playing that I'm not a good guy, not a bad guy thing. So he can take the boos and just, it doesn't really affect the way the match can go. because he's John Cena-ing himself. He's taking whatever reaction he gets and running with it, which is awesome. It works, and I just think this is a good chance that people will see, especially Vince will see how much the fans enjoy Bray Wyatt. So there's a good chance we could, maybe the Wyatt family will actually do something and not get shut down every time a storyline starts, because that'd be great. That was it for Monday Night Raw.
It was.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Please, do all of those things.
All of them.
Also, share with your friends, share with an enemy if you don't like us. Share with somebody. Just let them know that we're here talking about wrestling.
And let us know that you let them know.
Yeah.
In a comment form.
Or liking the video.
Or by telling us on any one of the social media accounts you can find in the links below the video. There's lots of them. There's Facebooks and Tumblrs and emails galore. There's a podcast. There's all sorts of crap down there that you can click. And Instagram where we post pictures daily.
We do indeed. Also, check out the playlist over there because there's going to be more videos coming up this week. We'll be having all of our usual reviews this week. Nothing special this week, just plain old wrestling rundown reviews this week.
Which are all special in my heart.
But we do plan on putting out more content very, very soon. We are getting ready to launch a second channel, which will be non-review. This will be all discussion-based.
Yeah, so if you like this, what we're doing, and you don't like fun, don't go to the other channel.
Yeah. If you'd rather have fun, you should check out the other channel.
If you think this is boring, go ahead. Flip over it and watch us just cut loose.
Yeah, but thanks for watching this anyway. We're bringing back fantasy.
Yeah, if you hate these videos and you didn't sit through it, you're not going to find out about all this fun stuff we're telling you.
This is true. We're bringing back Fantasy Warfare. We've been shooting different episodes over the last couple weeks. We're all going to be doing our own singular videos. We'll be having some special guests come on. All types of stuff going on. So post down in the comments.
Basically a party.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So post down in the comments what types of videos would you like to see? What kind of topics do you want to see us really tackle as far as wrestling is concerned? Let us know what you want to see, and we'll probably take some of those into consideration, and maybe your video will show up on our channel.
Yeah, vote for the new segment. Kevin Hawk gets to hit Travis Colt with
No,
different weapons.
we're not. Brittany, please tell him that he can't hit me. This is
different weapons. Kendo
No.
stick. Episode 1, kendo stick.
no,
Episode 2, steel chair.
no,
Episode 3, trash can.
no.
Episode 4, Nick Jackson's super kick.
Maybe. I might be okay. Nick Jackson, if you want to super kick me, I will. Nick and Matt Jackson, if you guys want to super kick me, I will gladly do that. We'll do that episode.
I'll buy you some noodles.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck the Miz! Woo!
Woo!